Well, I said a moment ago, the happiest person in York County today is probably our next guest, although the happiest people in York County are probably the people that she and so many of the volunteers and nonprofits out there were able to help, and that are the people that are being helped by the various nonprofits. With us this morning is Meagan Feeser Given from Give Local York, and you can check them out at givelocalyork.org. And they had the big give all day on Friday. And Meagan, good morning to you. How are you this morning?
Morning.
I can't see your smile right now, but I can feel it. It's probably as wide and as, because you have a great smile anyway, but it's probably as wide and warm as any smile anybody would want to have right now. With all the things you were up against with the big give and all the question marks and people in home and people out of work and people saying, will I still give as much? Friday was unbelievable. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, it really was. It was a tough decision, to make. Do we move forward with this day? Do we postpone? What do we do? But once we made the decision to continue with the day as planned, I felt really strongly that York was going to come through. And I really, for me, Give Day, yes, the money is amazing, but it's more about the pride and the community we feel by doing something together. And I thought it was really important that we all needed that right now. And I think, obviously people agreed because it was an amazing day.
2 years ago, I remember you wanted to raise, I think, $1.5 million, which you did.
Yeah.
And last year, you aggressively went after doubling that, and you made it to $3 million. And I can remember standing on the stage down there at the Capitol and you announcing that. And this year, you did temper it a little bit by saying, well, okay, maybe we can't raise that kind of money, but let's see if we can get over 10,000 donors. The numbers I'm seeing say 11,101 donors jumped in, but you also topped the $3 million mark again, and this time went another $500,000 in, $551,930. So $3,551,930. And you helped 305 organizations. I mean, you can't look at this and not say this wasn't a total success all the way across the board.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, it was amazing, and everyone came out. And we actually lowered the minimum donation this year to $5 to, allow for more people to be a part of it despite their financial situation. So,
right.
Being able to raise more with these smaller donations is huge, because that's what it's all about for us. Is we want more people to be engaged in this process and to be generous. So, by all accounts, this was a huge win for York County and for the nonprofits.
I think it's a really smart move on your part to be able to, do that, and everybody got involved. I mean, it's amazing. And that $5 or that $10 that people gave, I mean, that might be the equivalent of $100 or $1,000 or whatever people might have given. Were there any anecdotal stories that you kind of had on Friday that really just kind of touched you, Meagan, as you went through this whole process of 24 hours of giving?
Yeah, so we had because this was in a whole virtual format. We did as much as we could with sort of video and live streaming and that sort of thing. But we had a platform set up on our website that after someone could make a donation, they could then submit a video as to why they gave. And those stories were just, really heartwarming. And that's what it's all about, is just, the way that these organizations touch people. That's what people want to hear, that's what makes it tangible and real. So we have all of those videos on the website. I couldn't even pull out just one anecdote. I mean, the whole day is a blur with, people saying thank you and expressing their excitement and, sharing their stories. And that's what it's, all about. We were hoping to recreate some of the energy and fun that you normally have. And I really feel like we did that. I mean, I still felt really connected to everybody. It was just, it was magical.
I was watching some of the stuff on Friday. It was really neat. And I was sending you some congratulations remarks along the way, but it was really fun to sit back and see what people were doing and some of the remarks that people had and a lot of that. And it was just really uplifting. And, in a time where people have, mixed feelings about all of this, it reminds you one more time that we can resort to our better angels, that we do resort to our better angels in moments like this, even where many of us are in need, and yet at the same time we find a way to go out and help other people. And you look at the top 3 to 5 recipients there. Human Life Services, again, people who are helping young families with pregnancies and then learning how to be families. Eichelberger Performing Arts Center was second. I think Human Life Services, that's the second straight year. I think they were number one. Am I correct on that?
They were number 2 last year, but
okay.
yeah, they've always been at the very high up on the leaderboard for sure. We were really thrilled to see Eichelberger up there. I
yes.
think there was some concern, from arts organizations that were thinking, like, are people going to care about the arts during this time? And absolutely they do. I mean, arts and culture are what are, keeping us together and getting us through this time. So, it was thrilling to see an arts organization at the top of the list. And then the United Way COVID-19 Response Fund obviously did very well. That's top of mind, and York County Food Bank. You could really tell where people were, where people were feeling that they wanted to direct their help in this time, and that was reflected in the donations that were made.
And, of course, at the time, too, we're trying to get some mental health. Catalasso Family Health Center pulling in 321 donors. They got 61,000. You got the York County SPCA down at number 8. They had 419 donors, 41,000 there. So it just keeps on going through. Again, the idea that we're helping so many right now is such an important thing. One of the things that impressed me when I was doing the interviews with people along the way, which, by the way, Meagan did a great job of lining up for us, along with Lee at our own WSBA. But how many of them turned on a dime in terms of switching their priorities, in terms of doing things that were specifically related to COVID-19? That was something that stood out to me, Meagan. Your thoughts?
Yeah, we had been keeping an eye on this situation. Probably late February, early March, I started communicating to the nonprofits that were participating to say, we're keeping an eye on this. We don't know what's going to happen. We might have to switch to go all virtual. You might want to think about, what your strategy looks like in that case. You might want to think about switching your story to really highlight your efforts during COVID. And what I also shared with them was that I felt like it was really important for them to be transparent with everybody. And if they are struggling financially right now, or if they have concerns about whether they're going to be able to reopen, to share that, because, people need to know those things. And this is a time to be, vulnerable and to ask for the help. So, we really, everyone did an amazing job. We had, we were full steam ahead going into March, and then 2 months out, we shifted everything, and the nonprofits did wonderfully, putting together new strategies and stories to tell and all of that, for sure.
I'm always looking down where the most donors came from, and I saw Community Progress Council, 569 people donated there. How about York County Food Bank, 639? And of course, the stretch pool that you run, 865, I think, there. So about 40 seconds left. Final thoughts on some of those, and a final thought on Give Local York, the big give this year.
I just, I want to say thank you to everybody. Our goal was 10,000 donors, and we ended up with more than 11,000. And I think we really showed, as York County that day, that we have each other's backs, that we come out to support each other. That's what it's all about for me. So, to see where people are giving their money and to know that, they're responding to where the help is most needed right now is amazing. And I never doubted for a second that we'd be able to do it. So I am so thrilled and proud and happy. I'm smiling. So thank you, everybody. It was an amazing year.
And it was so great to be media partners with you on this, and we look forward to doing that again. Just great to get to know what all these groups do, and we did that for a month, and just really enjoyed learning the ins and outs of all the people who are doing so much good work here in the York area.
Yes, and thank you for your partnership. You guys are fantastic. We
appreciate it, and great job, and you broke all the records, and you get to sit back for one next year, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, people are like, are you going on vacation? Nope. Here we go.
Well, Meagan, thank you again for all the hard work you did on this, and please take a few days off to enjoy, and then get back at it, for heaven's sakes. We don't want you sitting down there too long, okay?
Thank you very much. Thank you.